Hello, fellow YouTubers. Welcome to my channel. About maybe 8 to 10 years ago, I got back into model car building. I quit smoking, so I had a lot of time on my hands and looked for a hobby. And decided to go back. I enjoyed it when I was a kid, so built some pretty cool models. I no longer have any of those. Many moves and different situations later, all gone. So I figured I'd start back up. Uh, I wasn't sure what to do. Went to my local hobby shop and a few other places checking out models, and I wasn't planning on doing anything right out of the box or anything. So I finally landed on a '69 Daytona Charger Daytona, but I wanted to do something different. Um, so something sci-fi. I remember like these anime movies, like Pat Labor and Ghost in the Shell, and we're all running around in mechs and stuff. I had an idea of taking a Dodge Daytona and a Plymouth Superbird and making those into like sci-fi anime four-wheel drive wicked things flying around like kind of like cyber cops or something, or I don't know, like a team, flying around this futuristic city. And I was figuring out how to make such a thing. It's out of my imagination, and I hadn't done anything model wise since I was a kid, and nothing like this, so I didn't know where to start. I watched a lot of videos on YouTube, all different types, and so I made some drawings. Suspension. Start off with it had to be suspension, something to do with suspension that is like way out there and stuff. So this was I drew a single straight solid axle. Well, not solid, but it's supposed to move on these pivots like up and down like this, type of thing. And actually, I made two of them. They'd be going like this, but they're solid. They don't pivot. The car was just going to sit there and not pose or anything. So I made these, right? Then changed my mind on that and was going to go with cantilever on arms. And I had made shocks and cantilever, and I actually made the thing, and I didn't like it. Didn't think it looked cool enough. There's more drawings on the subject. Kind of what it looked like. But then I envisioned it just being solid, no springs or nothing, and everything would be internal, or there'd be something in here, kind of like this. And I ended up with this. I didn't know where to get wheels and tires. This was like 8-10 years ago. So I made these. These are all like many layers of small 0.5 mil plastic, a little bit of Bondo to give roundness. Didn't quite look so good, but these hundreds of little pieces of styrene all put in there and shaped, and wow, lots of work went into just one. There's probably almost 100 pieces, I think, in this one tire, and I made 4 of them. And these I had envisioned these opening up like this, and there would have been screens on the inside, like there wouldn't have been actual windows, and it would have been twin turbine. I mean, when I tried making turbines, I'm not very good. Like this is amateur, like very first time building anything like this, doing anything like this. So I made turbines, which are like lame looking now that I think about it and looking at it now. I just broke it out to show you people. So, you know, doesn't, maybe I might revisit it later on, but that was the first thing I did. Oh yeah. Oh, I just broke it. So this is like a major glue bomb, but this is the idea. Take that off. This is, well, one remaining axle. Oh, this one, yeah, right, it broke. So that was the idea with the look of the suspension. These steer before it broke. This was the exhaust coming off the turbines, coming up out through here. Would have been the idea anyway. This would have been the transfer. Oh no, that was, I think this was from, yeah, this was the idea from before, the other suspension with the arms, which were these, coming off here instead. I think, no, this way? Yeah, this way. Or was it this way? Might have been this way. And when they came up, the idea was the roller for the shock would have rolled up and down on this, like this way, and compressed the spring. But that didn't plan out. I had all different ideas on turbines. These are from RC, remote control helicopter. I was patterning these off of. You know, different ideas and plumbing and all that. Then I thought, screw it. Instead of making turbines, I bought this. I bought the Star Wars Phantom Menace, the pod racer. The plan is to take these turbines and incorporate them in this somehow. But that was 8 years ago. I bought the pod racer about 5 years ago, and that was the whole plan on if I were to get back to doing to do this, let alone finish it, would be to incorporate those pod racer turbines in there, which I think would be pretty cool. The whole concept I thought was kind of cool. These are all the same size, so picking which one goes on the front I don't think really matters. And so if I were to go back and try to finish this, that would have been the plan. Anyways, back in the box. So yeah, that was so I abandoned that strategy. Lots of pieces, lots of time, lots of holy, like maybe almost a week on just one. But anyways, I moved on from that. I wanted to stick with the Charger theme, so I got another one, but not a Daytona, because they were hard to find, so I just went with a Charger. And this was the idea with that. It's like a hover type vehicle with pods on the side that hovered, and I was going to turn it into a Daytona, but it's just a Charger, and that's the bottom side. Shows how old these pictures, these drawings are. The pages are all yellow. That would have been the engine idea. There would have been one in the back as well, powering the hover units. And this was the idea. You know, 4 of those, right? 4 pods, but I abandoned that again. I wasn't sure exactly what to do, so I went camping one time, quite a while back, about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, maybe about 15 years ago, and I had envisioned, I drew this. I used to own a 77 Trans Am a long time ago in another life, and anyways, that's an old long story, but I thought, what would a 4x4 one camping next to a tent and a campfire out in the bush, 4-wheel drive Trans Am with a bed in the back, like a pickup bed with a cap, and so that was my next purchase. I bought 2 77 Trans Ams, planning to chop one up for parts and make a 4-wheel drive one. But then I thought, 77, I like 77, nice nose and all that, the way the cat's eye nose and all that. But then I really liked the 70 to 73 Trans Am with those 2 big snorkel noses, nostrils. I thought they looked pretty cool. So I made this instead. The nose is scratch built because I didn't have internet and I can only get a 77, and so I cut the nose off and made a 70 to 73 nose. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's not the greatest, you know. So, but now they have the 70. I think it's a 70. Yeah, 70. I could have just, but this is 1/24th. But still, I could have got that. So this is all 100% scratch built. This cap, scratch built. Hinges, scratch built. Cut open the box, made a tailgate. These are the T-tops. This is for manipulating things, and this is to hold the trunk open, or the hood open. So yeah, there's that. This gas cap comes off. Revealing the hose, the line going down into the tank. And when that's back on, you flip down the tailgate, the license plate. That's what this is for. License plate, and there's the filler neck. Bed, working glass, sliding rear window. Obviously opening doors, tilt seats, which you can do with the stock seats right out of the box. It's like it's made for it, so I did it. Little compartment right here. version has, this is the very first model I built about 8 years ago, I think, 8 years ago. Sometime after that Charger debacle that I hadn't done a model, and then I decided to do this. So the wires are way out of scale, way too thick, but everything else seems all right. I had made, I don't know, you can't see it very well. I had made the AC, everything is all scratch built with regards to the AC, the fan or the radiator support is all custom scratch built. Got a hood latch here. Um, the supports that go to the wheel wells, tops of the wheel wells, or I did that. The hood under the bottom side of the hood is according to what a snorkel hood for a Formula, these Formula scoops I made. This whole hood I transformed from a 77 to the 70, which is why obviously it doesn't look proper because it's done poorly. This is, I call this the glue bomb because everything's done with this glue. Tamiya's, or not Tamiya, Testors scale model glue. That's what I used when I was a kid, so I figured I'd do it again with that. It's funny, the guy at the hobby shop, he asked if I wanted applicators like this, you know, so you get a little drops of it where you need it. And I'm like, no, that's what sandpaper is for. My inexperience. It's funny. That's why this is called the glue bomb. Everything underneath is scratch built. I scratch built these axles, which are way too thick. They're like they're coming from a military vehicle. That's how thick they look. But I scratch built the leaf springs, the shocks, drive shaft. I think no, it's from the kit, but. Might have scratch built them anyways, but these here bars I scratch built the exhaust, the side pipes, steering, spindles, disc brakes with the calipers, the steering. I thought that I did a neat job on that. You can see it more clear upside down with the light. Transfer case scratch built. Side pipes scratch built, push bar attached to the frame where it should go, scratch built. The push bar, it's not bent tubing. I sectioned tubing with pie cuts and made with a little bit of Bondo, made it all nice and sanding and made it all nice and round. There used to be a roll bar. Nice two tube roll bar going down to here, but in order to experiment with a camper, I had to take it out. That's what it would look like with a camper. Which is a plan for future, but future model. But not on this. This is staying the way it is. It would be too much to fix all this. So this is a testament of my first model. Oh, I even made the tires and the rims. Scratched both the tires. Not very accurate to a real tire and a little too wide. But I was going for a stance. I'm 6 foot tall, so I wanted to be able to open the door and just, you know, lift my leg and slide in. I didn't want a monster, you know. I wanted something low. I even put frame. I tried to make it semi-realistic. I made frame strengtheners and put them in because it's like a unibody construction, right? A little too much on the springs. like two per side, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, that's the first one. I have very bad luck with antennas. There used to be an antenna here, but I keep breaking it off. So I decided not to put it back on. So this is model number 1. And on the next video, I'll show you the next complete model that I built. But until then, later.